what do we do moving forward? Who is right? Both people are right. But it's a little bit more than that. Not only are both people right based on their unique life experiences, but both perspectives are needed in the conditions at that time. Okay, well, this is a meditation group, so maybe we'll do our meditation now. All right, if everyone's ready. Mute your phones if you don't want to be disturbed. And get comfortable. And feel free to close your eyes if you like. And I say, close your eyes if you like, because in no way is true meditation dependent on any factors such as eyes open or eyes closed. But in order to accept this idea, we may have to redefine meditation a little bit. Rather than the definition many of us might have of meditation being relaxation, a still mind, or peace. We'll simply begin to redefine meditation as prolonged awareness. Although by saying that, it slightly suggests awareness might come and go, because truly it never could leave and as such come back. But more so what is meant is prolonged awareness of awareness. Prolonged being conscious of being conscious. And so in this way, the content of our experience doesn't matter. We are simply conscious of our eyes being open, or conscious of our eyes being closed. Conscious that we are conscious of feeling any particular feeling, or conscious of any thoughts that may come or may go. It is the act, although it's not really an act, but it is the act of being conscious. That is the nature of meditation. So in this way, we could go as far as to say that we are always meditating. all throughout the day. But we might not always be meditating consciously. And so what we're really doing as we sit down to meditate is simply to be more conscious about what we're always already doing. So to really begin to make changes in our life in the ways that we might desire. The first step is to relax our analytical mind. To put it in a state, you could say, that was more malleable, that was conducive to change, which is why we always start these meditations by bringing us to that place. Now, if it feels right to do so, pull up a memory of any situation you would like to explore, and see from other perspectives than what the typical analytical mind can afford, can offer. And rest on this memory. First step is to rest on this memory. Meaning, not to get pulled down right away, at least. The typical ways that your analytical mind might start to move when seeing this memory, but rather to rest on this memory in such a way that it allows for the space of resting, allows for a new perspective to begin to emerge. No expectations. We're just resting on this memory. There's information beyond your conscious understanding embedded in this memory. Say that again. There is information beyond your conscious understanding embedded in this memory. So rest on this memory and allow within that space, allow a new perspective, the room to arise. And if there are not immediately recognizable pathways or perspectives to explore, then a doorway can be to attempt to embody the other person within this memory. Attempt to step out of your shoes, what you know it's like to live a life, to be you, or that life is. And to instead step in to another life. Step into the shoes of the other. What is it like to squeeze their hands, whether they may be slightly bigger or slightly smaller? What is it like to breathe their lungs? What is it like to look through their eyes? And what is it like to feel their feelings? Based on perhaps what you know from past interactions with them, or what you can intuit. What are their primary goals, priorities, values, motivations? And if you need to, imagine when these were likely formed. At what point in their life? So you can see the innocence of these goals, priorities, values, motivations that is within them in the present. Now, after you are fully embodied in this way, you can begin to re-engage their perspective within the context of this specific memory. We're only wanting to see, so to speak. We're only wanting to feel that perspective. We're only really wanting to understand. Not within the context of what we know about life, or what values, priorities, goals, or motivations we have for life. That is not understanding anything other than yourself. We need to completely let go, temporarily, of what we think people should value, should prioritize, goals they should have, what life is really about. And bring that nothingness, bring that innocence to the other person. And know and see and feel what another life could be like. And part of the reason we're doing this, or that we have done this, is it opens us up to being able to empathize and embody their perspective more fully next time we interact with them on these challenging topics. If we have taken the time to create these new pathways for ourselves, then the next time we are around them, it will be easier for us to access these pathways or similar pathways. We've explored the uncharted territory on our own beforehand and discovered it was relatively safe. Relatively safe to talk about, to feel, to think like. And as such, at very least, the next time you're in a conversation with that person, where you guys are able to take the conversation will at least be incrementally different than it has been. And that's all we're wanting, is to notice an incremental shift. And then maybe a day or a week or a month later, if the subject matter is that intense or painful, it's addressed in a similar way. And you notice an incremental difference again. And that's all we're looking for. That's all we're expecting. Or in some instances, we may notice it resolves in that moment, in that next conversation. This is also very likely as well. Now ask yourself the final contemplative question. What would be most helpful to know moving forward? What do I most need to know moving forward? And allow yourself a minute to settle on this. Whatever comes to you is what's most needed. feel you're ready, and only when you feel you're ready, begin to bring what we'll now call your innocence back to this present moment. Bring this consciousness back to each other in the conversation, this awareness back to our present moment. And when you're ready to do so, feel free to take in a deep breath and open your eyes.